Hey friends, thank you and hello everybody. I'm trying something new today. I just got out of a beautiful massage with Neil Barmer and the intuitive heart massage, and I've got some little downloads and some beautiful information that I really wanted to share. But they're mostly questions because I am super curious just to hear where everyone's at because I'm seem to be questioning a lot right now. Um, I'm in the Botanic Gardens and getting absolutely rinsed and smashed with mosquitoes, but I'm going to do my best to just share what's going on in my, internal mind song and everything that's happening right now here on the earth. It's kind of wild times. And I guess the question that I posed in the heading is like, how would we do it in nature? Mostly because it seems to me that there is so much happening in the world right now on so many different levels. I mean, geopolitically, in the United States, in China, in Australia, and the UK, there's just like, it seems to be pretty wild with what's happening and hard to keep up with sometimes. With one thing that I've noticed with the growth and rise of technology, um, even this ability to be able to do this live stream to multiple channels simultaneously, it's like blowing my mind, the evolutionary progression that we're making with such advanced technological devices that are now external from ourselves, but we're seemingly wanting to internalize that and put it in our bodies and in our systems. When I look at what technology is available today, it seems so fascinating that the advancement they're making with the nanoparticles and the geoengineered, genetically modified, created seeds and cells and humans and all of these experiments that's happening in the world, it seems like such a wild time to be alive. And then realizing and recognizing that actually this human biology, which most of us, and I'm speaking for myself mostly, have very little comprehension of the potential that it has to actually function and thrive and optimally shapeshift, and the technology that's hardwired into my brain and the way that it's able to process information and memories and the electromagnetic field of the heart. It's like all of these things are, it's like we have this technology in our bodies, it seems, that's extremely way more advanced than the new technology that's coming out today. But it's potentially, a wonderful tool that we can harness. And I guess my biggest question at this time, which I'm curious to hear from you guys if you have a response, but what is it that we would do naturally for humans? When I look at nature, it's been around for a lot longer than me, and that's evident in the ancient trees that I'm surrounded with right now, and also evident in the rarity and diversity in the species that surround me in this beautiful land of far north Queensland, and just recognizing the natural cycles of the earth and how, as humans in our social civilization, we have natural cycles. And even when I look into nature, there's so much new mushrooms that are popping out here in far north Queensland with the rain that we have. There's so many new tree species that I have no idea about. There's all this fruit and these plants and these birds and the songs of the animals that are just going off right now. And I'm trying to quieten the noise of the technology that I'm immersed in, given the work that I do, and the way in which we have to connect to become so dependent and so reliant upon, including the social media platforms, including the alarms and the torches and the text messages and the phone calls and the internets and the stories and the YouTubes and all of these things that our society, and including me more than anything, has become so dependent, and coming to the state now where it's going to be literally so simultaneously happening on a multitude of different levels, where it's literally probably most likely going to be inserted into us at some point. And that's a huge conversation of discussion around the mandatory possibilities that we're going to be shifting through to have these external things going into us. So I'm just really just guess fleshing out the curiosity that I have to explore what it's like to naturally live in symbiosis with our environment, and to naturally be a human being rather than always a human doing or a human struggling. What does it look like to just be and thrive and have everything we need and to live in abundance? And then it's like, well, the question comes up for me, how much is enough? I find myself, working in things that I love and in the life that I've created that I'm super passionate about and want to offer to the world, and still yet find myself as an activated individual fully immersed in what I feel is going to serve the world in this moment right now, and also serve myself and my friends and my family. However, I'm living in this extreme level of abundance, surrounded by huge community of amazing people and amazing projects and you know opportunities and experiences, people doing incredible immense amounts of healing and transformation and going through major shifts. Like, the example is, we just had a wellness day on Saturday, which was life changing for a lot of people. We got to share around a circle and drop in person to feeling based relating, and I noticed a lot of emotion releasing for people, a lot of deeper, dense stuff coming up for people, and really just receiving them without having to solve it for them or work it all out for them, but just allowing them to go through that process of releasing and letting go and moving forward past any of those blockages that are holding them back. And it was truly incredible to open up in an environment where all of that is accepted and okay. And now it seems, moving forward, so much happening, and the future for many people, whether it's like financially and with their jobs, uncertain, or it's with the state of the world we find ourselves in, and the government systems, or the weather patterns and all of these things. It's like, even the idea that we may never get to travel internationally for years. It's like wildest times to be alive. I feel one level super grateful that I've had the privilege to be able to experience a diverse range of cultures and countries in my short lifespan of only 28 years now. And at the same time, a little bit saddened by the fact that I may never get to travel internationally again. Crazy times. But what really gives me a sense of hope and faith moving forward is the connections that I have online, in this online space, to you guys, and also in person to the local community level, the people that I'm surrounded with, my friends, my family, the people who are in this city, people who are just really living their truth, being truly themselves, doing what they love. And that realization, that and that reclaiming of that self-regulatory, self-responsible, and self-navigating lifestyle is what it takes for us to reclaim our power as individuals and our power as people. And it's something that I feel really passionate about, because there's this huge area of debate for a lot of people around the sense of freedom and sovereignty. And I feel just more inclined to question and open up the conversation around how it feels to live a life that is totally free. And I'm curious, like, to hear from you guys, what is it that makes you feel free? What is that sense of freedom? Are we innately free, or are we in this life of struggle and suffering, and it's this quest and this journey to find freedom within? These are these big questions that are really fun to explore. Wow, and here I am, I'm in the gardens. This is a little sidetrack, getting a bit distracted, which is a nice, beautiful, natural distraction. But just looking here and finding a tree cherry. Check this out, guys. Beautiful. We got beautiful red cherries. And what I love about this food forest here in Cairns is, oh, beautiful. All of that smell is so citrusy. All of the fruit trees here have labels, and they tell you where it comes from, if it's edible or not, what its name is, what the Latin name is. And there's so much food here. It's unbelievable. Right in the city of Cairns. So sweet and delicious. There's so much abundance, and it's thriving. And that's what I love when I look into nature, is that it is inherently created for thriving and for abundance, and it's just so naturally programmed and designed for growth and for change. I mean, these leaves of this beautiful tree is just going to break off one day, fall down, and create really nutrient dense soil for the plants to continue to grow. And here we go, we got the bilimbi tree. Look at that. Check this out. All the little fruits on there. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, and I want to stay on topic to what it means and how we would actually do it in nature, because it seems to me that the world I find myself in has become so disconnected from the natural rhythms of life that most people don't even acknowledge or accept the fact that the moon has an influence on our behaviors and our beings, and that, you know, there's many planets out there that are also infiltrating the energetic systems of our lives. And what impact would it mean if we were to upgrade our technology out of sync with the natural rhythms of life? And it would disrupt or disassociate our natural behaviors or our natural instinctual mechanisms that are hardwired into us and developed and grown over so many hundreds of thousands of years, and what that would mean for us as a species. I mean, it seems to me that we're all just mammals, animals living, breathing, eating, shitting, surviving, thriving in the world. And it's like, how many of us can really appreciate that when we spend time in nature, in solitude, in quietness, in natural setting, we feel recharged, we feel revitalized, we feel ignited and excited. And I know I certainly do when I go for a freshwater swim. It's like, wow, I feel totally alive. Or I just spend time in the rainforest, I feel totally alive. And then recognizing that, what is it that is disrupting my natural harmonics? Is it the time in the city shopping centers? Is it the time surrounded by technology and phones and electromagnetic frequencies that are disruptive to my, again, natural process? So these questions around what does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be alive today? And how, if we are nature, how would we do it naturally, together? Because to me, it seems that nature is working together. Nature is growing, changing, evolving, thriving, connected and grounded. And how can I replicate what is going on in a natural setting, in a natural environment, such as this forest that I'm in right now? And how do I, as a human being, practice more groundedness, more connection, more symbiosis, more syntropy in my life? And I'm curious to hear how that feels for you guys. What is it that you do, and how do you do it naturally? Is your life in natural flow? Is your life unnatural? Is that such a thing? I don't know. That's what I love, is that we get to co-create this life together, and we get to explore, these existential questions of life openly. And I am thankful that I have this opportunity to connect with you, even though we're not even in the same space or the same forest at the same time. And I'm not naturally looking straight into your eyes, but I actually am. There's the eye. I see you. Oh, life's beautiful. What a time to be alive. Do you guys have any concerns? What is it that you're questioning right now? What deeper questions do you have? I want to hear them. I want to know them. There it is. Living on the edge.